Oh boy, it has finally happened. The PlayStation 5 exclusive that I was personally really looking forward to. The PS5 exclusive that I think is the first system-selling exclusive to me personally, even though I have the console. You guys get the idea. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart has its release date confirmed. We'll talk about that. We also got a brand new trailer, the pre-order now trailer. We'll talk all about that. Hitman 3 gets more exclusive features on PS5 with a brand new update, and the multiplayer shooter Solaris Off-World Combat is coming to PlayStation VR later this year. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, it will be coming June 11th. So yes, it will be making its way to the PlayStation 5 within the first half of the year. Box art looks pretty sick. You got a little bit of a rift in the middle, then you see Ratchet and the female Lombax side by side. Definitely digging the look of the box art done by Insomniac Games, of course, and the pre-order page is live right now over on the PlayStation Store for $69.99. So we are 4 months to the day away from the game. Fingers crossed for any delays. Really hope this is one that doesn't get delayed. Would love to kick off, the early portion of summer, and when a lot of, kids in school, kids in college are getting in their summer breaks. You can kick it off with getting Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I mean, if you have a PlayStation 5. It's a bummer that probably by June 11th, it's still not going to be remedied, the stock issues that is. Because I think after Returnal comes out, after Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart especially comes out, at that point you're getting to the stage where the PlayStation 5 has these games where people really, really want to play. Like at this point, all you're really missing is the Demon's Souls remake, and the Demon's Souls remake is tremendous, but there is a portion of people that just aren't a fan of the Souls games, or not as big of a fan as some other people. Like there are some people that are super, super into Souls, and more power to you. I'm not necessarily like that with Souls. I can appreciate the games, I can enjoy the games, but it's not like I'm going to play through them, 50, 60 times or anything like that, and I have some friends that literally do that, and more power to them. But to me, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, that was the game that I saw when it was revealed. I was like, damn it, that's the game for me on the PlayStation 5. I was hoping it was going to be a launch title. Didn't end up being a launch game, and I was pretty much assured that it wasn't going to be a launch title, but, always holding out hope. Was hoping it was going to be in the early portion of 2021, like maybe a February 2021 release, but obviously that's not happening. Just a few more months away, and again, at this point, all I'm hoping for is no delay. But if they have to delay the game to get the return of the Lombax right, it is what it is, and I'm going to stand by Insomniac making that decision, especially because of the times that we're living in. Not really the end of the world, but now we know Returnal is coming out, I believe, in April. It was supposed to be a March release, but that's in April. A couple months after that, we got Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. It'll be interesting to see, when does Horizon Forbidden West come out, and when does God of War come out, when does Final Fantasy 16 come out. That's why I'm getting a little bit skeptical. Like, usually there aren't big game releases in the summer, so if you're thinking that Horizon's not going to be released in June, July, August, well, that means it would be a fall title, and then you're talking about God of War coming out in the fall as well, and then Final Fantasy 16 also scheduled for a 2021 release. Look, we've seen some insane gaming seasons, but I don't think we're gonna get God of War, Horizon, and Final Fantasy 16 all as exclusives within the span of a few months. I just can't see that coming to fruition. That's why I do think one or two of those games are going to be delayed, but yes, leave it up to me to be the pessimist when it comes to delays and things of that nature. But at the very least, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart seems like a surefire bet that it will be a 2021 title. June 11th is the scheduled date. I think it's going to stick. I think the game is pretty far along. And this is one that gets me amped, man. I know a lot of you guys were all about the Demon's Souls remake, and I enjoyed my time with that game, but then everything else I've played on the PlayStation 5, Valhalla played great, Miles Morales played great, but those were games that were available on the PlayStation 4, and while I enjoyed those games, didn't blow me away from, just being new games. I think Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for me is going to be truly that experience. Returnal to an extent is going to be as well. But I think a lot of you guys are like me, where you grew up with Ratchet & Clank. Like, Ratchet & Clank was my jam back on the PlayStation 2 days, 2002, 2003. Do you guys remember when we were getting, like, yearly Ratchet & Clank games, and they were all awesome? Ratchet & Clank going commando up your arsenal. I even enjoyed Deadlocked. I think Deadlocked is criminally underrated. Then you had Size Matters, Secret Agent Clank, Tools of Destruction, A Crack in Time. You just take me through Ratchet & Clank in the world of the Lombax and I'll be good to go. I even enjoyed Ratchet & Clank All for One, man. I enjoy all the Ratchet & Clank games. It's really the IP that hits home with me. And I can't wait to play Rift Apart on the PlayStation 5. So again, June 11th, there goes my, fanboying out the window. Let's move on. Hitman 3 gets more exclusive features on PlayStation 5 with a brand new update. The February 9th update adds improved support for activities so that they include game help hints for all campaign missions in Hitman 1, 2, and 3. The update also removed outdated PlayStation Vita messaging. Also, when playing campaign missions in Hitman 3, PlayStation Plus subscribers on PlayStation 5 can choose to get hints on how to complete each objective with step-by-step instructions. Hitman 3 has been received relatively well, honestly. A little bit surprising to me. I just didn't see a lot of buzz around the game, but it seems like a lot of people are really enjoying it. This is one that has completely fell to the wayside for me. I haven't had a chance to get into it. It will be one that I will ultimately play. I loved Hitman 2016, even though it had an episodic release pattern. I ended up really digging that game, and Hitman 2 was quite good as well. But for whatever reason, I wasn't like super stoked for the release of Hitman 3, but at some point it's definitely gonna be when, the new game releases die down and it's completely empty. Hitman 3 is one of those games I'm gonna go back and play before 2021 is up. Lastly, I do want to note the multiplayer shooter Solaris Off-World Combat is coming to PlayStation VR this spring. The game is currently available for Oculus Quest and Oculus Rift, and it will be seeing its release sometime in the spring again. And it's about section notes. Welcome to Solaris Off-World Combat, a fast-paced multiplayer shooter that drops you straight into intense action. Suit up, log in, and game on. You're about to jump into 4 versus 4 matchups where you'll run, sprint, and slide your way across arenas, picking up weapons and items to eliminate your opponents. Coordinate with your team to defeat rivals and take over the control point to win the match. It also notes control the point, weapons, and arenas. There's quite a variety of them. Always a little bit skeptical on multiplayer-focused VR titles because of the longevity of them. Obviously, not everybody has a PlayStation VR headset at this stage of the game, but it is getting more and more popular. Hopefully, if they drop a new VR headset on the PlayStation 5, and it is a little bit easier to set up, because I have my PSVR headset. I'm literally looking at it right now as I'm recording this video, and I'm like, I enjoy using it, but sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle setting it up. I usually, the most I set up my VR headset these days is when somebody comes over and sees that I have a VR headset and they're like, yo, I gotta try that out. And obviously, every single time, it never gets old seeing people's reaction with the VR headset. They are absolutely blown away. But if it was just a little bit easier in terms of wiring, and it was a little bit more accessible in terms of the ease of access, I think it would be a lot beneficial, at least for me with how my room is structured. It's just an absolute mess, so it's not the easiest thing to set up in the world for me, but if a good game comes out, I still end up checking it out, and I really like what VR is. But personally speaking, it's just a little bit of a logistical issue that is preventing me from enjoying VR games to their fullest extent. Nevertheless, Solaris Off-World Combat again coming this spring. That's gonna wrap up this video. Let me know your thoughts on Ratchet and Clank. Are you as amped as I am, or is this one that maybe you're not as nostalgic with Ratchet and Clank as I am? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hitman 3 gets more features on PlayStation 5, and the multiplayer shooter Solaris Off-World Combat is coming to PSVR this spring. That's gonna wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.